I'm just going to start this video by showing you exactly what it is about. It is about this build right here. This is a combination of Malum, Skirmix and Firo, and Zesk. It is the Stalker reimagined, and I just like it so much better because the latter years of Bionicle had some really excellent designs for their combination models, the Lava Hawk, the Zyglak, the Zesk, but 2009 gave us this heaping pile of garbage, the Sand Stalker, and it just looks bad. It feels like if you took Skirmix, threw it into a blender, and this is what you got. There's not enough separation between this and Skirmix. It looks very clearly like Skirmix, right? But also just generally, it looks like trash. This feels like something Lego designed without the intention of actually having us Lego fans, Bionicle fans, build it, right? Just to say that they did it. So I went ahead and built something that could justify existence, and I'm really happy with this. It actually leaves a decent amount of pieces behind, and in fact leaves you enough pieces to build an Agori, which you'll see here in a moment. But let's go ahead and talk about features. Now, this does not have any functions. The sets that were built that were used to build this don't have functions either. I don't think it's a stretch to not include them. It can open its mouth, but there are no rubber bands in these sets, so like you don't get a whole lot out of it. Of course, you could add your own rubber band from your collection, and I think the head design is actually quite inspired. It includes the Malum armor on the back. Actually feels a little bit like an Energy Hound head with the overall shape. If you look at the Spinax set from 2007, you know what I'm talking about, right? But Zesk was basically added to this for like one reason. Those feet, right? The feet, just having all four of them be the same feels a lot more cohesive and looks a lot nicer. Also having them all in black. Most of the silver, with the exception of the tail, is all towards the center of the model. Most of the yellow toward the front. So I did try to pay a lot of attention to the color blocking here. It only took me 2 tries to design this. Thankfully, it could have been a lot worse. But when I saw how the first one was coming together, I was not very happy with it. I was super happy with this. Looking back at the Sandstalker for hopefully the last time we ever have to, I also see it has a sort of like saddle assembly on the back end, right? With that Malum armor and claw. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to be. I assume it's a saddle, like it's supposed to be ridden. But since you don't get a side build with that, I just don't know. That said, I went ahead and built up a sort of assembly here, which also reinforces the body as well, but it gives you a very clear seat for your character to ride on. And in fact, here, if I can hold it up correctly for the camera, is the Agori I designed to go along with it. Now, my idea is that these are not companions, that this is fighting or defending itself from the Sandstalker here rather than riding it, but you can absolutely ride on it as well. Currently, I did not work on attachment points for this, so it would just kind of sit on here and do whatever, right? And you can, of course, attach it different ways so that it's angled different ways too. We'll take a look at that again in a moment. But overall, I'm just very happy with this design. All of the sockets in the set are available in the older style, the 2004 double sockets, so on and so forth. It only uses dark gray and dark red, so that's lucky. The feet are technically available in the CCBS style, or I guess you could use the Paraka feet from 2006, and they would look just fine on this. The only thing that's not available here are these. They don't come with strong sockets, unfortunately, so you are kind of playing yourself a bit of a risk using these. You could definitely build up a limb like this from your own pieces. I just really like that 90-degree turn. It feels very alien, very not of this world. And that makes sense. Barra Magna is a different planet, right? So I really am quite happy with how this came out. It is capable of standing on its legs as well, on 2 legs rather as well, and the head can bend all the way down so it can look forward if needed. Just very happy with the design of this guy, if you can't tell already. So why do I like it as much as I do? It has the Thornax launcher from 2009. It has life counters, unlike the, at least, unlike the Sandstalker from what I can tell. I have built it in the past, but it's been a very long time. And I've actually tried reimagining it in the past one time before, turning it into something completely different. But I'm just very happy with this design because although you can look at it, recognize where the pieces come from, it doesn't feel like, oh, this is just Malum built into something else, or this is just Skirmix built into something else. It's a different form factor. It crawls on all 4 legs. It's not a dinosaur build. It's obviously not a Glatorian build. And it feels very intimidating, very imposing, right? Looking back at the Agori one more time, dark red and tan, a very classic combination from Lego specifically. They've used it in quite a few themes. It uses the Paraka foot here as a shield. I think it's a good use of that part. And there are a lot of shields in 2009 anyway, so it kind of makes sense. And then just a simple sword here, nothing fancy. Build is very similar to like Metis or something like that. but it does also use the Zesk headpiece as a bit of like body armor to add a little more color to it as well. I'm really happy with the design of this. It's very straightforward, but it works out really well and looks, you know, as capable as an Agori can, right? So that's pretty much it for this one. If you did enjoy the video, once again, be sure to subscribe. It helps out the channel more than I can express. And of course, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Specifically, what I want to know too is, are you somebody that has taken on a challenge like this before, trying to reimagine a combination model? Obviously, I have, and I've actually seen a lot of people reimagine the Stalker specifically. It's nobody's favorite, right? It's sort of a unanimously disliked build from Lego. So I've seen a lot of people try and do it themselves. I don't think I've seen specifically what they've made, but I'm just very happy with what I was able to come up with here. Instructions for this, I don't know when they'll be available, but I will at least try to make this in studio here fairly soon and release it on the Discord, which is free to join down in the description below. You can also check out Patreon and Instagram. Any help over there is appreciated. Of course, all that's in the description. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.